In this video, I'm breaking down every single Garten of BanBan character. With over 50 unique monsters living inside BanBan's kindergarten, I'm going to explain who they are, where they appear, and what makes each one important, starting with the very first character we ever meet, Opila bird. She shows up right after we open the colored door and walk into the hallway. It's quiet, then suddenly, you see her peeking around the playground entrance. She doesn't move, she doesn't make a sound, she just stares. At first, you might think she's just a decoration, but then you realize she's watching. You find her sitting near the ball pit entrance, completely still. The only way to move forward is to find 6 hidden eggs and feed them to her. Once you do, she gives you a yellow key card from her mouth, which unlocks the next puzzle. After solving it, you cross the ball pit, and that's when things get intense. Opila bird appears again. She waits and only moves when you're not looking. Then, she suddenly charges at you. You escape just in time by activating the emergency stop, causing her to fall into the pit below. In BanBan 2, she's back, this time with a scar over her eye. She waits in the shadows and chases you when you get too close, until Banbaleena shows up and helps you escape. Then comes a new challenge. Find Opila bird's missing chicks and return them to the nest. If you open the wrong door before doing that, she attacks. But once the chicks are safely placed, she leaves you alone and focuses only on them. In BanBan 3, she appears again, this time during a dream with Stinger Flynn. Later, in the bird room, she guards her chick and will attack if you get too close. But once you tame Tartabird, she becomes calm and lets you place the chick on her back. Near the end of the game, after a huge chase, Tartabird falls during the chaos. Opila bird pauses, looks at you, then jumps down after him, showing she's not just a monster, but a protector. BanBan 4 gives her a small role. She's seen sleeping during a dream and later appears silently in a cell with Tartabird. Sheriff Toadster reveals that he lured them inside while they were searching for their missing chick. He claims to have released them for their safety, but we don't know what really happened next. In BanBan 6, she appears briefly at the end as a modified version of herself. And then in BanBan 7, she returns during the Trojan bird play. Hidden inside a giant stage prop with Tartabird, she jumps out mid-performance and chases the player. She later appears again in the final fight, only to be knocked away by Jumbobosh. Speaking of Jumbobosh, he's the next character we meet in BanBan 1, and his first appearance is unforgettable. After finishing the game, you take the elevator down, but it suddenly stops. The lights flash, alarms go off, and then Jumbobosh grabs onto the elevator and stares right at you. A second later, it drops, ending the game with a bang. In BanBan 2, things start with a surprise. Jumbobosh looks crushed under a worker lift, but later, you find a glowing Gavanium trail that proves he survived. At the end of the game, he joins Banbaleena in chasing you through Opila's walkway. If you step on the marked floor, he crushes you. But if you trick Banbaleena into doing it, he smashes her instead and drags her away. BanBan 3 gives us a deeper look at him. After a quick moment between NabNab and Nabnaleena, Jumbobosh grabs NabNab and ruins the scene. Later, you wake up in the Jumbo watch room. Here, Josh watches everything. If you leave a door open, mess up the puzzle, or let your drone be seen, he'll attack. At the end of the game, he stops hellish BanBan from catching you by punching him. But when Stinger Flynn tries to calm him down, Josh grabs Flynn and slams him into a wall. Safe to say, he's not easy to control. In BanBan 4, he appears crawling towards some vegetables, only to be caught in a trap set by Sheriff Toadster. Later, he's shown chained up in a containment room, no longer free to roam. BanBan 6 only features him as a depiction, but BanBan 7 brings him back for one of the biggest moments yet. When the naughty ones escape, Syringeon lures Jumbobosh into battle. He defeats the naughty army and even takes out Sir Dadadoo. Then, thinking Queen Bouncelia's scepter is a lollipop, he eats it, causing a huge explosion that wipes out the entire army. Then we have NabNab, a character that might seem small at first, but ends up playing a huge role across the series. We first meet NabNab in BanBan 2, and the way he's introduced is fast and intense. After picking up the light blue key card in the maintenance room, everything suddenly goes quiet until NabNab starts chasing you. He's quick, and you have to follow color colored arrows to escape. If it's blue, go the way it points. If it's pink, go the opposite way. Mess it up, and he jumps on you. If you manage to escape, he crashes into a wall and disappears. But if you go back to the start of that hallway later in the game, you can spot him silently watching you from behind a barricade. In BanBan 3, NabNab shows up multiple times. After you get the purple keycard, you catch him slipping into a hole left by the cleaner. Later, during the first Stinger Flynn dream, NabNab runs into the spider room. If you try to enter while he's in there, he attacks instantly. But the real twist comes during the NabNab and Nabnaleena moment. They finally meet in the arboreal aquatic sector and do a little mating dance on the ceiling. It's actually kind of wholesome. But just when things seem to be going well, jumbobosh grabs NabNab out of nowhere. Nabnaleena panics and runs. The next time we see NabNab, he's unconscious in the jumbo watch room, and his signature party hat is missing. He never wakes up during the puzzle segment. In BanBan 4, he's back again, stalking you through the ventilation sector. Sheriff Toadster warns that NabNab's hiding in the vents, and Little Beak chirps whenever you're getting too close. Eventually, the sheriff shuts down the ventilation system and forces NabNab out. He also appears in another Stinger Flynn dream. This time, he quietly gives you his last vegetable snack, which even surprises Flynn. Later, during a tense moment in the feeding sector, NabNab steals Mr. Kebab Man just as BanBan is trying to hand it to Zolphius. That kicks off a chase scene, ending in a fight between BanBan and NabNab. BanBan wins by transforming into his hellish form and knocks NabNab out cold. After that, you return to the room and NabNab is gone. In BanBan 6, BanBan says NabNab showed up again and caused trouble, so he locked him in a cage. But right before entering the scepter room, BanBan releases him as a sign of trust. NabNab immediately runs off. Later, while everyone debates if the scepter chest might be a trap, NabNab rushes in and just starts pressing the eject button over and over. It turns out it wasn't a trap. Then, Sir Dadadoo enters the scene. BanBan walks up to NabNab like an old friend, puts a hand on his shoulder, and stabs him with a gavanium-filled syringe. NabNab transforms into his hellish form and completely loses control, attacking Dadadoo and buying time for everyone else to escape. In BanBan 7, NabNab doesn't do much, but he still appears in a dream sequence. Everyone's flying on a plane together until BanBan and Stinger Flynn start fighting. When they fall out of the plane, NabNab grabs the player and Captain Fiddles and jumps out too. As they fall over the Gavanium Ocean, BanBan and Flynn battle mid-air, and the plane explodes behind them for no real reason, just chaos. And thanks to the third BanBan 8 teaser trailer, we now know that NabNab is still in his hellish form, meaning his story definitely isn't over. Now let's talk about BanBan himself, one of the most complicated characters in the entire series. Surprisingly, we don't meet him properly until Garten of BanBan 2, and even then, it's not the way you'd expect. At first, BanBan pretends to be trapped in a security room, guiding you like he's on your side, but it's all a trick. He knocks you out and drags you into the medical sector. Later in the assembly room, he shows up again, this time behind glass, saying he is helping and that he's searching for the missing children too. In BanBan 3, things get more personal. BanBan opens up at the start of the game, admitting that he struggles with violent urges. That's why he keeps his distance, saying it's safer for everyone. Still, he helps you from a distance by pointing you towards Stinger Flynn, who knows more about the missing kids. Then we get one of the most bizarre scenes. In a Stinger Flynn flashback, BanBan appears in his hellish form, complaining about not having organs, especially a pancreas. Yeah, it's weird. By the end of the game, Stinger Flynn captures BanBan and transforms him into that full hellish version we saw earlier. During the final chase sequence, he becomes one of the threats you must escape. After that, he ends up fighting Jumbobosh, but Josh knocks him out cold. Before anything else can happen, Stinger Flynn interrupts and stops the fight. BanBan 4 gives us a much deeper look into who he really is. After helping you find one of the missing elevator parts, BanBan talks about his past, or at least what he thinks is his past. He introduces himself as Uthman, but it turns out he's just confusing himself with the real Uthman Adam, the man whose memories were used to create him. He genuinely believes he could have stopped all of this if things had gone differently. It's one of the most human moments we've seen from him. As the game goes on, BanBan keeps helping. He walks with you through the transportation tunnels, leads you into the feeding sector. In BanBan 6, BanBan is at your side for the final part of the game. But when Sir Dadadoo and the notified monsters surround you, BanBan steps forward and sacrifices himself, telling you to find the surgeon. You take the lift and descend as you hear the chaos behind you. For a moment, it feels like that might be the end for him, but somehow he survives. He doesn't appear during BanBan 7, but fans haven't forgotten about him. In the first teaser trailer for BanBan 7, he's back. And just a few weeks ago, the Euphoric brothers dropped a brand new image of BanBan, showing him in a more powerful and hellish form than we've ever seen before. Whether he's a villain, a hero, or something in between, BanBan has always been at the heart of the story, and it's clear that his journey is far from over. Then we have the story of Captain Fiddles' crew, a group of characters we don't get to know for long, but whose fate leaves a big impact. When we first see them, it's already too late. Most of Captain Fiddles' crew are lying motionless on the ground, showing no signs of life, and it's a sad moment because you can tell something went terribly wrong, but the game doesn't explain it right away. It leaves players with questions. The only member of the crew who's still alive at that point is Fiddles. He's the last surviving crew member, but not for long. Later in the game, Fiddles is also taken down by the player. Next up is Zolphius, a character whose presence has always been more questions than answers. Zolphius is introduced in BanBan 2, right after you escape the medical sector. Out of nowhere, he rises slowly from the abyss. No dialogue, no explanation, just this massive pale figure emerging from the darkness. We don't see him again for the rest of the game, but that one scene leaves a strong impression. Who is this giant, and why is he watching? In BanBan 3, he shows up again, this time in one of Stinger Flynn's dream sequences. You see Zolphius silently rising from the water near a beach, still just observing. You can also find a drawing of him after defeating tamataki and chamataki, and if you unlock a hidden room in the B2 medical sector using a specific keycard code, you'll find a note and an audio disc. Play it near the spider room, and all nearby monitors flash with a strange warning: unrecognized assembly call. Practice emergency protocols. After that, when you return to the lift, Zolphius rises from the abyss again, but this time he speaks. He says, "I am sorry." It's only a few words, but it changes everything. Now we know there's more going on behind his silence, maybe regret, maybe guilt, or maybe a warning. In BanBan 4, he appears again just after a Stinger Flynn dream. You can spot him above you, lurking in the shadows. Then, later, as you enter the feeding center and leave BanBan and the others behind, Zolphius is there again, quiet, distant, and always watching from the abyss. In BanBan 6, he makes another appearance, far away in one of Flynn's dreams, and he's also mentioned in the mysterious notes from the unknown boy. In BanBan 7, Zolphius appears briefly in the Syringeon area, and also outside the plane during another dream sequence. Even in these small moments, his presence feels important, like he's tied to something much bigger than we understand. And most recently, he shows up for just a few seconds in the BanBan 8 teaser trailer 3. Now let's talk about Banbaleena. We first meet her in BanBan 2. She first appears as a drawing in the communications sector, but her real debut happens in the testing sector. When Opila bird starts chasing you, Banbaleena suddenly steps out of her classroom and leads you inside for safety. That's when her lesson begins. Inside the classroom, she acts as the teacher, giving a full schedule of math, science, and kindness classes. You get short breaks in the rec room between subjects, but there's always tension. Get an answer wrong, and she'll call you out. During the last class, she hears someone, slow Seline, calling from outside and leaves to check. That's your chance to escape. If you take too long or leave the door open, she returns furious and yells, "You've been a bad student," before attacking. But if you're quick and smart, you shut the door and get away. Her final appearance in BanBan 2 is during the assembly. Alongside jumbobosh, she chases the player through Opila bird's walkway. At the very end, jumbobosh punches her mid-chase and drags her away, dropping the white key card in the process. In BanBan 3, we find out she survived, but she's not free. She's now trapped with the player and an unconscious NabNab in the jumbo watch room. She warns that jumbobosh will check on the room regularly, and if anything is out of place, even something small, he'll attack. She even points out your mistakes before each check. Later, she randomly writes nonsense math equations on the board, forcing you to clean them off before Josh sees. Once things calm down, she quietly sits back down next to you. Eventually, she escapes the room and rides up a worker lift. Before leaving, she turns around and says, "You do not want to miss this one," hinting that she's planning a fourth lesson. lesson. In BanBan 4, Banbaleena only appears briefly. She's being held by Sheriff Toadster, who says she kept trying to escape but eventually stopped. After that, all she kept repeating was, "I can't be late." In BanBan 6, she returns right after Nanny's jump scare, standing next to Sheriff Toadster. After a quick conversation, she heads off to a house near the storage gates. Later, we see her again with Toadster on the wooden towers until a naughty one suddenly grabs her and drags her away. Toadster immediately chases after them. By the end of the game, she reappears in naughtified form as part of Sir Dadadoo's corrupted mascot army. Once the lights go out, she helps attack BanBan, but her story doesn't end there. In BanBan 7, she returns again, this time in a makeshift classroom outside Tools Mart. She forces you to play a matching game with mascots, and once it's done, she leaves. During the final monster fight, she tries to leap onto jumbobosh, but gets grabbed and thrown aside. After the battle, she's finally restored back to normal and freed from Sir Dadadoo's control. Up next is Slow Seline. We first meet her after finishing the Baby Opila bird puzzle. As you return to the hallway where Banbaleena once stood, you see her far down the corridor, slowly creeping closer. The trick here isn't to run, but to follow the direction of her eyes. If she's looking straight at you, stay completely still. If her eyes stretch sideways, that's your chance to move. It's a tense moment, made even more eerie by the way she talks. She greets you with a slow, drawn-out hello, and later says, "Please, it hurts," and "I was promised something painless." If you move at the wrong time or get too close, she rushes at you and ends it instantly. In BanBan 3, we see a softer side of her. During a Stinger Flynn sequence, she appears in her usual hallway, but doesn't act aggressive. Instead, she says you're new and warns you that something is coming, then hides in a room nearby. In BanBan 4, she appears again, this time hiding inside her shell. Later, she's found in one of the infirmary rooms, still tucked away. Sheriff Toadster's audio log mentions that she came from the floors above and hasn't come out since, likely because she's scared of the new environment. When the naughty ones escaped and all prisoners were released, it's unclear what happened to her. In BanBan 6, she doesn't appear in gameplay, but she does show up in a hidden tape. As of now, Slow Seline hasn't appeared in BanBan 7 or any BanBan 8 teaser trailers, but given her unpredictable nature, she might just pop up again when we least expect it. Now let's talk about Stinger Flynn, the mysterious jellyfish who started as a guide, but slowly became something much more complex. We first meet Flynn physically in BanBan 3, where he starts off as an ally. He tries to convince you to leave BanBan's kindergarten entirely, warning that chasing after your child might only trap you forever. At first, he seems calm and wise, but the longer you stay, the more frustrated he becomes. Eventually, he turns from guide to gatekeeper, doing whatever he can to stop you from going further. One of the most unique parts of Flynn's story is the beach, a dreamlike world where he can bring other characters to recover their thoughts. We see BanBan, Opila Bird, Captain Fiddles, NabNab, and even Zolphius in this peaceful place. Between these scenes, we get playable flashbacks through something called Stinger Flynn mode, where we experience parts of his past and see who he used to be. But things spiral quickly. After you tame Tartabird, you find Flynn again, this time talking about how BanBan only cared about pancreases. Flynn then drops BanBan, triggering a chain of chaos. BanBan goes full hellish and attacks you, only to be stopped by jumbobosh. Flynn tries to break up the fight, but Josh grabs him and slams him to the ground, causing even more destruction. In BanBan 4, Flynn plays a smaller role. He's found imprisoned in the infirmary, drained and weakened. He blames you for chasing your kids and leading both of you to this point, but still, he brings you back to the beach, where the group is now stuck in a peaceful forest. During a quiet scene, Flynn admits he struggles with emotions, especially hate and sorrow. But before he can say more, a monstrous train spider grabs BanBan and everything falls apart again. Flynn also appears on a tape in this game, showing him asleep in a boat, possibly from before his mind was fractured. Later, Sheriff Toadster captures him, believing his knowledge could be useful. In BanBan 6, Flynn's role continues in the background. He's seen unconscious in the lift, and later appears near the scepter gates. After talking with Bittergiggle, he teleports you back to the beach one more time. This time, everyone is waiting at a bus stop, but nothing goes right. The wrong buses keep showing up, NabNab gets hit, and Captain Fiddles is taken away. Flynn tries to keep things calm, but the dream quickly turns chaotic again. His fate after this sequence is unknown. unknown, as he doesn't appear during the final showdown. Then in BanBan 7, Flynn returns with a slightly bigger role. After the bitter giggle chase, he warns you about the children and sends you back to the beach, this time inside a plane. But things fall apart once more. Flynn argues with BanBan, who then turns hellish and attacks him. Both of them, plus Opila Bird, are launched out of the plane as it crashes. NabNab saves you and Captain Fiddles, but when you wake up, Flynn is gone. Only a theater ticket remains where he used to be. In a secret room later on, it's revealed that Flynn is immune to the effects of the scepter, thanks to his intelligence. He also shows up at the end of the game, pointing out that a BanBan mural can be peeled off. Another hint that not everything we see is what it seems. Stinger Flynn's journey is filled with emotion, confusion, and mystery. He wants to help, but at the same time, he's deeply conflicted. And through all the chaos, one thing becomes clear. Flynn isn't just part of the story. He's the one who understands how broken it really is. Now, let's talk about Nabnaleena. She makes her first appearance in BanBan 3, found unconscious in the surgery room. BanBan instructs you to perform a strange minigame involving gavanium. You have to inject it into Nabnaleena 6 times using the drone to activate buttons around the room. If you mess up, you start over. But if you succeed, the door opens, and you're rewarded with an audio disc. Shortly after, Nabnaleena peeks out from a hallway door but hides again when you approach. When you play the audio disc, she appears crawling along the ceiling, and then NabNab shows up too. The two of them crawl together for a brief moment, almost like a reunion, but it doesn't last. You hear loud sound, possibly from jumbobosh, followed by something even more violent. Nabnaleena comes running back and hides in NabNab's room, leaving us to wonder what exactly happened. In BanBan 6, Nabnaleena returns briefly, but not in the way we hope. She's revealed as one of Sir Dadadoo's corrupted victims. You can spot her in the top left among the other notified monsters. Then, in BanBan 7, she has a more active role, though it's a dangerous one. Early in the game, she's seen waiting on the ceiling after you recharge a nearby door. If you try to backtrack, she jumps and kills the player. To defeat her, you have to tape a gavanium barrel to the lift and set it on fire. Once the barrel is placed under her, she attacks it, causing a big explosion that launches her into the abyss. But that's still not the end. She reappears during the final battle, trying to jump onto jumbobosh. He catches her midair and throws her away into the distance, ending her part in the fight. Now, let's talk about tamataki and chamataki. They first appear in BanBan 3 during one of the Stinger Flynn mode sequences. It's subtle at first. Only chamataki's tail can be seen, peeking out from a door in the testing sector. As you get closer, the tail slips back into the darkness. But things get much more intense later in the game when they return for a full boss battle. In the fight, you're up against both heads at once. Chamataki attacks with a massive tongue swipe, while tamataki launches slime projectiles. They can't attack at the same time, but they definitely keep you on your toes. To fight back, you have to use your drone to trigger buttons and collect fireworks. Then you place the rockets on chamataki's tongue. When it retracts, they explode and deal damage. After 3 successful hits, both monsters fall over and drop into the abyss. With them gone, you collect the 2 party hats needed for Mr. Kebab Man, along with a burnt piece of paper showing 3 abandoned mascots. That's when we learn tamataki and chamataki were part of that forgotten group. In BanBan 4, they come back briefly at the very start. As soon as you exit the elevator, they burst through a huge door and chase you. But once you slip through a narrow gap into the platform rooms, they get stuck and can't follow. It's a short scene, but still keeps the tension high. In BanBan 6, they reappear again, this time as part of Sir Dadadoo's corrupted victims. You can spot them among the other notified monsters on the left side. When BanBan tries to hold the group off, tamataki and chamataki join the others in fighting him. Then, in BanBan 7, they return in a dramatic way. Right after you watch the employee survival guide and grab a key card, you hear a strange moan from the elevator you just left. Suddenly, the massive bodies of tamataki and chamataki come crashing down onto the lift. Somehow, they survive. At the very end of the game, they show up one last time during the final naughty fight. As Nabnaleena attacks jumbobosh, tamataki and chamataki rush in and pin him against a wall, but Josh quickly grabs them both and throws them far across the city, ending their part in the battle. Now we've got Sheriff Toadster. He first shows up in BanBan 4, right after you escape tamataki and chamataki, but instead of helping, he tricks you with a fake yellow drone controller and locks you in, just to interrogate you. After a short back and forth, he brings you to Queen Bouncelia and explains that he and the queen want to help you find your child. From there, he becomes your partner, helping you search for elevator parts and warning you about Bittergiggle, a rogue jester trying to make the queen laugh, which would lead to the escape of the naughty ones. Not long after, Little Beak rejoins the group, and the three of you head to the transportation tunnels. Once all the tickets are found, Mr. Kebabman appears and hops onto the cable car, followed by you, Toadster, and Little Beak. While riding, Sheriff Toadster talks about what life is like in BanBan's kindergarten. When the group arrives at the ventilation sector, Toadster gets off and continues searching with you. But when you enter the Bittergiggle room, the door slams shut and separates you. Toadster tries to open it from the outside, and just in time, when Bittergiggle appears, Toadster throws one of his signature Toadstars to scare him off. After the rescue, he explains that Bittergiggle was the rogue jester all along. Later, in the ventilation room, he realizes NabNab is lurking in the vents and helps guide you through a puzzle using Little Beak. Once the elevator part is collected, the team heads back and you deliver it to him. Then, when you return from delivering the second part, you find that Sheriff Toadster has captured multiple characters, keeping them locked up in the infirmary. He even creates Toadster archives for each one, listing their crimes. Interestingly, he leaves out Stinger Flynn, believing Flynn's knowledge is still useful. Later, when Queen Bouncelia laughs and the naughty ones are unleashed, he reappears and escorts you safely to the elevator, explaining that he released everyone except Flynn. He ends by saying they need to find the Queen's scepter to stop what's coming next. In BanBan 6, his role is smaller. At the start of the game, he accompanies you to the lower floor and stops near the scepter room's door. After you return with Bittergiggle, he rushes off to rescue Banbaleena. In BanBan 7, he only appears twice. First, he's seen in the bar's back room, handing you the red key card and asking you to find a citizen who knows something about jumbobosh. Then, in one of the game's most emotional scenes, he appears at the very end of the rooftop chase. As you leap across a massive gap, Sheriff Toadster reaches out and saves you. But then, Bittergiggle, now fully notified, shows up. Toadster acts fast, throwing one of his Toadstars to take him down. Bittergiggle denotifies and dies in Sheriff Toadster's arms. It's quiet, sad, and surprisingly emotional. Now let's talk about Queen Bouncelia. She's first introduced in BanBan 3, but only through drawings and murals scattered throughout the game. There's no physical appearance yet, just hints that she's someone important. That all changes in BanBan 4, when we finally see her in her full monster form. She's sitting on a giant throne when Sheriff Toadster brings you into her chamber. She and Toadster talk about helping you find your missing child, and it really feels like they're on your side. As you and Toadster search for elevator parts, he warns that Bittergiggle is trying to make the queen laugh, and that's a problem, because if Queen Bouncelia laughs, the naughty ones will be set free. After retrieving the first elevator part, the player goes back to visit Queen Bouncelia. She rewards your effort with a blue key card and praises your determination as a parent. She also mentions that BanBan arrived while you were gone, badly damaged, and that she told him to rest in the infirmary. When you return with the second part, she gives you a vague message, saying more friends have arrived during your absence. Then comes the turning point. After finding the third elevator part, you head back to her throne room. But this time, things are different. Bittergiggle and kittysaurus show up to confront her. Bittergiggle insists he's just here to tell jokes, but that one joke, no matter how bad, makes Queen Bouncelia laugh, and that's all it takes. Her laugh triggers the release of the naughty ones. But before that happens, something tragic occurs. As she jumps down from her throne, she accidentally causes Little Beak to fall into a pool of Givanium. The result? Little Beak mutates into a huge, monstrous version of herself and goes on to fight kittysaurus off-screen. The entire scene spirals out of control, and Queen Bouncelia's moment of laughter, however unintentional, unleashes chaos. In BanBan 6's first teaser trailer, we see Queen Bouncelia lying motionless on the ground. Sheriff Toadster later says she's likely dead. Now let's talk about kittysaurus. She makes her official debut in BanBan 4, right after Bittergiggle exits her boss room. The moment you step on the floor button, kittysaurus bursts through the middle door and begins her attack. Every move shakes the room, and she gradually gets faster and harder to avoid. To survive, you need to bait her into charging at the ceiling buttons. One by one, you trick her into breaking each one until eventually she collapses collapses with a massive fall and lays motionless on the ground. But her role doesn't end there. In the final scene of BanBan 4, after Little Beak falls into a barrel of Gavanium and mutates into a monstrous version of herself, she charges at Kittysaurus, and the two begin an off-screen battle in the kingdom. In BanBan 6, we see a quieter version of Kittysaurus. She's sitting calmly in the storage bay when you and Bittergiggle return from the potentiality sector. BanBan points her out, and Bittergiggle seems genuinely happy to see her, like they have history. But by the end of the game, we find out she's been notified. In BanBan 7, Kittysaurus is seen again, this time asleep and locked inside a cage at Syringeon. It's not clear who captured her, but it's likely Sheriff Toadster or Syringeon. She stays trapped until the very end of the game. That's when everything explodes into action. After Syringeon tricks Sir Dadadoo into an ambush, Kittysaurus escapes and becomes the first notified monster to join the fight. But then jumbobosh arrives, drawn in by the scepter laced with his scent. He doesn't hesitate. He punches Kittysaurus first, taking her down. She manages to get back up and bite him, but Josh grabs her mouth and pulls it back until it snaps, ending her role in the battle. Next up is the Nanny. You encounter the Nanny in BanBan 6, right after completing the conveying pipe parkour. On a wooden table nearby, you find a set of lights, but the moment you pick them up, everything changes. The screen freezes, and the Nanny quietly sneaks up behind you before hitting you with a sudden jump scare. After that moment, when you respawn at your last checkpoint, the lights are gone. Instead, there's just a book on the table. Clicking it gives you a strange message. You feel strange, and that's it. The Nanny never appears again. Now we move on to Sir Dadadoo. So Sir Dadadoo makes his first appearance in BanBan 6, and right from the start, he proves he's not messing around. After the first puzzle, he begins chasing both you and Bittergiggle into a control room. He even pretends to be BanBan, trying to trick you into opening the door, only to send in a naughty one the moment you fall for it. His full body appearance comes after completing the statue puzzle, as BanBan tries to calm him down, saying he won't lose his pancreas. Dadadoo charges and knocks BanBan out cold. Bittergiggle steps in, but is quickly thrown aside and knocked unconscious as well. Later in the game, players can find a mural of Sir Dadadoo, hidden behind a series of parkour challenges and locked doors. It's the only mural in BanBan 6, and it reinforces just how important he is to the larger story. During the climax in the scepter room, Sir Dadadoo confronts the group and takes the scepter, saying he won't let himself get trapped in Queen Bouncelia's pouch ever again. He's searching for something, or someone, mentioning the sheriff and the surgeon, and demanding to know where the final piece of the scepter is. BanBan stands up to him, and in response, injects NabNab with Gavanium, mutating him into a huge spider-like monster. NabNab grabs Sir Dadadoo and drags him into the darkness, but Dadadoo's influence isn't gone. Just before the chapter ends, we learn the truth. Sir Dadadoo has corrupted nearly every major mascot. He tells you and BanBan that you'll make fine additions to his army, and that once his plan is complete, your missing child will pay the price. As the monsters close in, BanBan makes one final stand to hold them off and let you escape. In BanBan 7, Sir Dadadoo returns, but only near the end of the game. He shares a tense conversation with Syringeon, who tries to stop him. Dadadoo refuses, attaches the final piece to the scepter. As his notified army attacks Syringeon, jumbobosh shows up and defeats them one by one. When Dadadoo tries to negotiate, Josh doesn't listen. He grabs Dadadoo and punches him repeatedly until he dies. Syringeon later confirms that the naughty ones are gone, but Sir Dadadoo's fate remains slightly uncertain. Now we move on to Syringeon, a character who starts off in the background, but eventually becomes one of the most important figures in the entire series. Syringeon is first teased in BanBan 4, where he doesn't appear physically, but you can find a depiction of him on a wall along with one of his quotes. In BanBan 6, he's still not shown directly, but multiple characters mention him, hinting that he's involved in something much bigger. Then, in BanBan 7, Syringeon finally makes his debut. He first appears in a dark room full of hanging Gavanium citizens. You only see his silhouette before another citizen knocks you out cold. When you wake up, Syringeon is operating on you, calmly asking his assistant for scissors, but the assistant hands him a hammer instead. Syringeon loses it, kills the citizen, citizen on the spot and continues the operation alone. Later, you set up a tripwire using a naughty one to trap Syringeon. Once he's caught and you kill the naughty one for him, he decides to trust you. That's when he explains his plan. Stop Sir Dadadoo and the notified army by luring out Jumbobosh and using him as a weapon. He even gives you the upgraded remote 2.0 and sends you into Syringeon City to track down someone who knows where Josh is hiding. After you escape Banbaleena's classroom, Syringeon returns and opens the door to Tools Mart for you. When you come back with Josh's Gavanium sample, he realizes you didn't find Josh himself, but it doesn't matter. Syringeon figures out that by tweaking the Gavanium scent, he can use it to bait Jumbobosh into a final battle. That plan works. Syringeon calls out Sir Dadadoo, then uses a mechanical claw to trap him. Just as the notified monsters arrive, Jumbobosh shows up, triggered by the altered Gavanium scent, and the naughty fight begins. Josh ends up beating Dadadoo and grabs the scepter, biting into it and causing a massive explosion. When you wake up, you're in a hospital bed next to Stinger Flynn. Syringeon is there too and tells you that all the naughty ones are dead. He calmly tells you to rest and recover, but things take a turn. After you grab your remote from the next room, Stinger Flynn points out that the BanBan mural on the wall looks like it could be peeled off. Syringeon responds strangely, telling you to just leave it alone. If you peel it anyway, you discover something shocking: a hidden mural of Flumbo. Syringeon immediately stabs you with a sedative, knocking you out and ending the game with more questions than answers. And I know I didn't cover the BanBan Zero characters like Baby BanBan and Ramamba in this video, but don't worry, just tap on the end screen. In that video, I explain the full Garten of BanBan Zero game with every character, and in the same video, I also explain the full story of the BanBan series, from BanBan Zero all the way to BanBan 8.